everyone, and welcome to this edition of Science Sisters. My name is Miss Danielle, and as you can see, I am alone today, but that is more than okay. Today I'm going to be reading to you instead of doing an experiment. We are going to read To the Stars. It's about the first American woman to walk in space, and her name is Dr. Kathy Sullivan. And this book was written by Carmela Van Vliet and Dr. Kathy Sullivan herself. So let's get into it. To the Stars, the first American woman to walk in space. Kathy Sullivan loved to explore. When her dad brought home blueprints of the airplanes he was designing at work, Kathy unrolled the pages and spread them out. She carefully crawled over them, studying the lines and the curves. When she was older, Kathy studied other papers. Whenever an airplane flew overhead, young Kathy would stop, look up, and say, "I wonder where it's going." She daydreamed about having a pocket full of airplane tickets. When people asked her what she wanted to do when she grew up, she'd announce, "I want to see the whole world." But what job lets you do that? Later on, Kathy found out. It started with a ticket and a suitcase. Young Kathy loved maps and books, and foreign languages too. Their strange symbols, exotic tales, and musical sounds made her feel like the whole world was waiting for her. Maybe she'd be a spy or a diplomat, Kathy thought. Adventurer had a nice ring to it. "Girls don't like those jobs," her friends said. Most grown-ups told her, "Girls are supposed to be teachers or nurses or moms." By the time she was an adult, Kathy realized something. "I know what I love, and I'm just going to follow that compass." While growing up, Kathy often went fishing with her dad and brother. The three of them climbed in the car and drove through the inky blackness so they could have their lines in the lakes when the sun and the fish woke up. Later in the day, when it got so hot that she couldn't stand a second longer, cannonball! Kathy delighted in how her arms and legs moved in slow motion underwater. Kathy loved the water, even when she was grown. There we go. When Kathy was a teenager, she learned how to pilot a plane. The first time she sat in the cockpit, her stomach tied itself to knots. There were so many dials and buttons and numbers. Years later, Kathy studied another instrument panel. On weekends, when Kathy wasn't at school, she and her dad explored nearby airports. One day, they came across a strange rare red aircraft called a Breezy. As the two of them got closer, they heard the pilot trying to talk his friend into a ride. "Oh no," said the man. "I couldn't do that." Kathy didn't hesitate. "Boy, I sure could." "Hop on," the pilot told her. Kathy counted down the minutes until they took off. On another bright blue day, Kathy listened to Mission Control count down the minutes. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. Leaving her dad behind at the airport, Kathy climbed into the seat perched near the Breezy's nose. As the pilot zoomed down the runway, the ground slid away. The wind rushed past her face so fast it pushed her cheeks back. It was like the first day of summer, or her birthday, or even both at once. Lift off! Higher, faster! Sitting on the Breezy was like being on a magical kitchen chair that could fly. Young Kathy looked at the ground below her feet. She felt like she could see the whole world. And one day, she really did. When she became the first American woman to walk in space. The end. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, leave a like, and a comment down below. Also follow us on Facebook at Eastlake Library Kids. Follow us there for more updates, and we also do other fun story times, trivias, and other cool things.